Goethe's father, Johann Caspar Goethe, lived with his family in a large house, today the Goethe House, in Frankfurt, then a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire. Though he had studied law in Leipzig and had been appointed imperial counselor, Johann Caspar Goethe was not involved in the city's official affairs. Johann Caspar married Goethe's mother, Katharina Elisabeth Textor, in Frankfurt on August 20, 1748, when he was 38 and she was 17. All their children, with the exception of Johann Wolfgang and his sister Cornelia Friederica Christiana, born in 1750, died at 1 every day at least, to hear a little song, read a good poem, see a fine picture, and, if it were possible, to speak a few reasonable words. If you treat an individual as he is, he will remain how he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become what he ought to be and could be. A man should hear a little music, read a little poetry, and see a fine picture every day of his life, in order that worldly cares may not obliterate the sense of the beautiful which God has implanted in the human soul. Daring ideas are like chessmen moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. I have possessed that heart, that noble soul, in whose presence I seemed to be more than I really was, because I was all that I could be. The human race is a monotonous affair. Most people spend the greatest part of their time working in order to live, and what little freedom remains so fills them with fear that they seek out any and every means to be rid of it. The world is so empty if one thinks only of mountains, rivers and cities, but to know someone who thinks and feels with us, and who, though distant, is close to us in spirit, this makes the earth for us an inhabited garden. It's true that nothing in this world makes us so necessary to others as the affection we have for them. Treat people as if they were what they ought to be and you help them to become what they are capable of being. Tell a wise person, or else keep silent. Because the mass man will mock it right away. I praise what is truly alive. What longs to be burned to death. In the calm water of the love nights. Where you were begotten, where you have begotten. A strange feeling comes over you. When you see the silent candle burning. Now you are no longer caught in the obsession with darkness, and a desire for higher love-making sweeps you upward. The heights charm us, but the steps do not. With the mountain in our view we love to walk the plains. Must it ever be thus that the source of our happiness must also be the fountain of our misery? the full and ardent sentiment which animated my heart with the love of nature, overwhelming me with a torrent of delight, and which brought all paradise before me, has now become an insupportable torment, a demon which perpetually pursues and harasses me. What is the destiny of man, but to fill up the measure of his sufferings, and to drink his allotted cup of bitterness? You are aware of only one unrest. Oh, never learn to know the other. Two souls, alas, are dwelling in my breast, and one is striving to forsake its brother. Unto the world in grossly loving zest, with clinging tendrils, one adheres. The other rises forcibly in quest of rarefied ancestral spheres. If there be spirits in the air that hold their sway between the earth and sky, descend out of the golden vapors there, and sweep me into iridescent life. Oh, came a magic cloak into my hands, to carry me to distant lands. I should not trade it for the choicest gown, nor for the cloak and garments of the crown. I examine my own being, and find there a world, but a world rather of imagination and dim desires, than of distinctness and living power. Then everything swims before my senses, and I smile and dream while pursuing my way through the world. Wild dreams torment me as I lie. And though a God lives in my heart, though all my power waken at his word, though he can move my every inmost part, yet nothing in the outer world is stirred. Thus by existence tortured and oppressed, I crave for death, I long for rest. Beware of her fair hair, for she excels all women in the magic of her locks. And when she winds them round a young man's neck, she will not ever set him free again. Nothing can be compared to the new life that the discovery of another country provides for a thoughtful person. Although I am still the same, I believe to have changed to the bones.